Ethan walked through the busy corridors of Centauri Station, a hub of trade and travel in the distant galaxy. Ships of all shapes and sizes zipped past, carrying travelers, merchants, and explorers from hundreds of planets. Ethan was a small-time human trader, barely noticed among the dazzling aliens, but he was clever, quick, and curious. He had learned to survive here by thinking fast and keeping his mind open. He carried a crate of rare minerals that he had mined from a small asteroid. Most traders ignored him because humans were rare in these parts, and many aliens thought humans were weak or simple. Ethan didn't mind. He had learned that people often underestimated humans, and that was exactly when humans shined the brightest. As he set the crate down in his small booth, a hush spread through the station. Ethan looked up and saw a tall alien with shimmering blue skin and 4 eyes surrounded by attendants. Even from a distance, Ethan could sense the alien's authority. This was Lord Kyrax, one of the wealthiest and most powerful beings in the galaxy. His presence made many aliens bow automatically. Ethan's heart skipped a beat. He had heard stories about Lord Kyrax. Rumor said he owned fleets of ships, vast estates on multiple planets, and enough wealth to influence entire star systems. But the stories that frightened most traders did not scare Ethan. He had survived worse. Lord Kyrax's attendants parted, and the alien himself approached Ethan. "Human trader, step forward," Lord Kyrax commanded in a voice that echoed like music. "I have a proposition." Ethan swallowed nervously but stepped forward. "Yes, Lord Kyrax?" he asked. The alien's eyes gleamed with curiosity. "I seek a suitor for my daughter, Zira." Ethan blinked. "Your daughter?" "Yes, she is intelligent, loyal, and wise beyond measure. But she is not admired for her appearance," Lord Kyrax said calmly, as if it were the simplest fact in the universe. Ethan looked around, and immediately, whispers spread among the crowd. Many aliens gasped while others chuckled quietly. Ethan realized the truth. Zira was rumored to be unattractive according to alien standards, oddly shaped, with awkward features, unlike the usual elegance of her species. Many alien suitors had laughed at the idea of marrying her. "Lord Kyrax," Ethan said carefully. "Why, would you want a suitor now? Surely there are many rich aliens who would fight for her hand." Lord Kyrax's 4 eyes studied Ethan closely. "Many aliens are arrogant and foolish. They value only beauty and power. I want someone who sees her value beyond appearance. Someone clever, resourceful, and—" He glanced at Ethan. "Human." Ethan's jaw dropped. He had never imagined a powerful alien would choose him for anything. "Me?" he asked, incredulous. "You are different," Lord Kyrax said simply. "If you marry Zira, you will inherit a portion of my fortune. But it is not only wealth I offer, it is influence, knowledge, and responsibility. You will have a chance to prove the worth of humans in this galaxy." Ethan felt a mixture of shock, fear, and excitement. Wealth, power, influence, it sounded like a dream. And yet the whispers around him reminded him that many aliens considered this absurd. A human marrying an alien they thought ugly? The station buzzed with speculation and disbelief. But Ethan, surprisingly, felt calm. He was no stranger to challenges. If anything, he thought, this could be the moment that proved humans were clever and strong even among the stars. I accept," Ethan said finally, surprising even himself. The crowd murmured. Some gasped in shock. Some laughed quietly, not expecting a human to be bold enough to accept. But Lord Kyrax nodded with approval. "You will meet Zira soon," he said. "She awaits your presence on my estate." The journey to Lord Kyrax's estate was unlike anything Ethan had ever experienced. His shuttle flew past glowing nebulae and swirling asteroid fields. He felt small compared to the vastness of space, yet he also felt alive. He reminded himself that humans thrived in challenges, and perhaps this unusual proposal was the kind of challenge he could excel at. When Ethan arrived at the estate, he found it unlike any place he had ever seen. Towers of crystalline structures gleamed in the sunlight of the alien planet, and gardens of strange luminous plants surrounded vast courtyards. Aliens of all types moved gracefully along the walkways, their eyes curious and calculating. At the center, standing beside a fountain that shimmered like liquid light, was Zira. She was unlike any being Ethan had ever seen. Her skin had a soft, pearly sheen. Her limbs were slightly elongated, and her face, well, it was different. Her eyes were intelligent, curious, and kind, but many would have called her ugly by conventional alien standards. Zyra looked at Ethan and inclined her head slightly. "You are the human," she said softly. Her voice had a melodic quality, and her smile, though shy, felt warm and genuine. Ethan felt nervous but smiled back. "Yes, I am Ethan. It's nice to meet you, Zyra." Zyra's eyes sparkled. "I am glad you came willingly." Many others refused or laughed. "I saw an opportunity," Ethan said honestly, "and I value what others might miss. I like to see what is hidden." Zyra tilted her head, curious. "Most aliens never look beyond appearances." "You are different," Ethan chuckled. "I guess being human makes that easier. We've had to survive by noticing things others miss." Zyra smiled, and for a moment the world felt quiet. They walked together through the estate, Zyra explaining her home, her studies, and her plans. Ethan listened carefully, impressed by her intelligence, her curiosity, and the depth of her knowledge about the universe. She might not be admired for her looks, but her mind was sharp, and her heart was kind. By the end of the day, Ethan realized something important. Beauty was not in shape or form, it was in intelligence, kindness, and courage. Zyra had all of that, and he admired her for it. That night, Ethan sat in his quarters staring at the stars. Many humans had thought life in space would be simple trading or exploration. He had learned quickly that it was far more complex. The galaxy was full of prejudice, power struggles, and hierarchies. But he had a chance to change that, starting with Zyra. He understood that this marriage would not just be about wealth. It was about trust, teamwork, and showing the galaxy that humans could be clever, brave, and kind. The next morning, Ethan and Zyra met with Lord Kyrax again. The alien's four eyes studied Ethan carefully. "Your first challenge begins now," Lord Kyrax said. "You must learn the ways of this world, understand alien culture, and demonstrate your intelligence and loyalty. Only then will you truly earn your place and the inheritance." Ethan nodded. "I understand. I will do my best." Lord Kyrax smiled faintly. "Humans are unpredictable. That is why I have chosen one." As Ethan left the chamber with Zyra, he felt a spark of excitement. This was not just a marriage proposal. It was a test. A chance to prove humans could excel where others doubted them. And with Zyra by his side, he felt ready. Over the next few days, Ethan learned about alien customs, etiquette, and politics. Many aliens tried to mock him, assuming a human could not possibly keep up. But Ethan quickly discovered that human creativity, quick thinking, and empathy gave him an advantage. Where aliens relied on rigid rules or brute logic, Ethan found unexpected solutions that amazed Zyra and even some of her peers. Zyra guided him patiently, explaining traditions and secrets of her people. They laughed together at misunderstandings, celebrated small victories, and slowly built a bond that went beyond appearances. Ethan realized that marriage to Zyra might be unusual in the eyes of the galaxy, but it was natural for him. By the end of the week, Ethan no longer felt like an outsider. He felt like a partner, learning and growing alongside Zyra. The whispers of disbelief still followed him, but he no longer cared. He knew one thing: humans, when brave and clever, could succeed anywhere, even in a galaxy that doubted them. And so the story of Ethan, the human trader, and Zyra, the alien daughter, began. What others saw as a strange and foolish marriage would soon become a story of ingenuity, courage, and the incredible power of seeing value where others do not. Etiquette, customs, and politics. Even small mistakes drew sharp glances or quiet laughter from visiting nobles, and he often felt like a tiny creature in a world built for giants. Yet, despite the challenges, Ethan felt alive in a way he never had before. Zyra became his guide, friend, and confidant. She was patient but firm, correcting his mistakes gently while encouraging him to think for himself. Ethan had expected to meet an awkward or shy alien, but he found Zyra's intelligence and curiosity fascinating. Her knowledge of alien languages, technology, and social systems was unmatched, and she often challenged Ethan to solve problems in ways he had never imagined. "You can't just follow the rules blindly," Zyra said one afternoon as they walked through a garden of glowing plants. "Aliens respect tradition, but humans—" "You think differently. That can be a strength if you use it wisely." Ethan smiled. "I guess that's why I survived so long as a trader. Rules are helpful, but thinking creatively is better." Zyra laughed softly, a sound like tinkling bells. "Exactly. You'll need that skill soon. Some visitors will test you. They may try to trick you or they may mock you. Ethan frowned. Mock me? I've already had a taste of that. Zira's 4 eyes sparkled. And did it stop you? No, Ethan admitted. I just figured they didn't know what humans can do. Good, Zira said approvingly. That is the first lesson of life among aliens. Confidence matters as much as skill. That evening, Ethan attended his first formal alien gathering. The hall was enormous, with ceilings high above that glowed with soft light. Aliens of all shapes and sizes moved gracefully, exchanging words that sounded like music. Humans were extremely rare here, and most attendees stared at Ethan with curiosity, suspicion, or amusement. A group of alien nobles approached him, their skin shimmering and their eyes sharp with intelligence. You are the human who married Zira? One asked, a hint of mockery in his tone. Yes, Ethan replied calmly, meeting their gaze. I am. The alien raised an eyebrow. And why would a human like you dare to enter our world? Ethan smiled faintly. Because I see value where others do not. And because I want to learn, not just observe. The alien's expression faltered slightly. No human had ever answered with such confidence. Whispers spread among the crowd. Ethan realized that humans were underestimated not because they were weak, but because most aliens had never seen a human capable of thinking this way. Zira joined him quietly, placing a hand on his arm. Remember, it's not just words. Actions matter more? Ethan nodded. He could feel her faith in him, and that gave him courage. Over the next days, Ethan faced many small challenges. He had to learn alien dining customs, negotiate with other traders, and understand complex political alliances. At first, he made mistakes, spilling exotic drinks, mispronouncing titles, and accidentally offending a visiting dignitary. Each time he felt embarrassed, but he remembered Zira's words. Humans could succeed by thinking differently. One day, a trading problem arose that the aliens had failed to solve for months. A shipment of rare crystals had been delayed by a malfunctioning space transporter, and many traders were panicking. Aliens always try to control every step of the system, Ethan observed quietly to Zira. They forget that sometimes the system can't see what's inside it. Zira's eyes widened. You might be able to fix this? Ethan nodded. I think I can. I just need to look at it from the outside. He spent hours studying the transporter's logs and the shipment path. While the aliens tried to follow complex rules, Ethan realized the delay was caused by a small sequence error, a tiny mismatch that the system could not correct on its own. Using a simple but clever workaround, he reprogrammed the transporter's sequence. Within hours, the crystals arrived safely. Zira was impressed. You solved in a day what the experts couldn't fix in months, Ethan shrugged. Humans don't always do things the usual way. We find shortcuts that work. Word spread quickly throughout the estate. Aliens who had mocked Ethan now watched him with curiosity and respect. Zira smiled proudly. See? You are already making a mark. Humans have something special. Sometimes you just need to believe it. Life at the estate was not just about formal gatherings or solving technical problems. Zira introduced Ethan to alien culture in unexpected ways. They walked in glowing gardens, studied ancient texts, and even observed the alien species' ritual dances. Ethan often stumbled, but Zira laughed and guided him patiently. You must let go of fear, she said during one dance lesson. Aliens respect skill, yes, but they also notice courage. You will be tested in ways you cannot yet imagine. Sometimes showing heart is more important than showing skill. Ethan considered her words carefully. He realized that life among aliens was about more than intelligence. It was about adaptability, courage, and integrity. Humans had survived and thrived for centuries on Earth because of these traits. Perhaps that same strength could shine here. One morning, Lord Kirax summoned Ethan. The alien's 4 eyes gleamed with interest. You are adapting faster than expected, he said. Many humans would fail within a week, but you observe, learn, and act. That is commendable. Ethan bowed respectfully. Thank you, Lord Kirax. I am trying my best. Lord Kyrax's voice grew serious. Your next challenge is not about etiquette or problem solving. It is about character. You must interact with my advisors and show that humans can be trusted with influence. Some will test your honesty, some your patience, and some your courage. Ethan nodded. I understand. I will do my best. Zira walked with him after the meeting. This is where humans truly shine, she said softly. Aliens often judge by rules, titles, or appearances. But humans see the world in layers. We can use that? Ethan smiled. Then I guess it's our turn to teach them something. Ethan soon faced subtle tests from the alien advisors. One tried to trick him with a false trade agreement that would have cost him dearly if he signed it without understanding. Another asked him personal questions designed to embarrass him or reveal weaknesses. Yet another presented a moral dilemma, choosing between profit and fairness. Each time, Ethan relied on human ingenuity and his sense of empathy. He read between the lines, observed carefully, and used creativity to find solutions that pleased everyone while maintaining integrity. Zyra often watched in amazement, quietly proud of his cleverness. "You see?" she whispered one evening. "You are showing them that humans are not just clever, but honorable. That is rare among the galaxy's leaders." Ethan realized she was right. It was one thing to solve technical problems or impress with speed. It was another to win respect through honesty, fairness, and courage. Humans had learned this on Earth, surviving centuries by helping each other, negotiating carefully and thinking ahead. These traits were now proving invaluable in a galaxy that doubted them. By the end of the month, Ethan had earned the grudging respect of many alien advisors. Some still mocked him quietly, but most recognized that this human was different. Not weak, not foolish, not naive, but adaptable, smart, and courageous. Zyra's faith in him had never wavered, and together, they had begun to form a partnership that looked less like a marriage of obligation and more like a union of equals. One night, under the twin moons of Zyra's homeworld, Ethan and Zyra walked along a balcony overlooking the glowing city below. Ethan turned to her. "You know," he said, "I never expected this. I thought I was coming here for wealth or influence. But the truth is I didn't know what I was looking for until I met you." Zyra's eyes softened. "And what did you find?" "I found someone I respect. Someone who teaches me patience, cleverness, and courage. Someone who makes me want to do better." Zyra smiled shyly. "Humans can be strange, but sometimes you are exactly what the galaxy needs." Ethan laughed softly. "Maybe humans always are. We just have to be given the chance." That night, as Ethan gazed at the stars, he realized that life among aliens was challenging. Yes, but it was also an opportunity. Humans had survived on Earth because they adapted, learned, and helped each other. Here, in a galaxy that underestimated them, those same traits could change everything. He thought of the inheritance Lord Kyrax had promised. Not just wealth, but knowledge, influence, and responsibility. More importantly, he realized that humans could leave a mark on this galaxy. Not through brute force, but through intelligence, heart, and perseverance. And with Zyra by his side, Ethan felt ready to take the next step. The universe was vast, full of challenges, surprises, and skeptics. But humans, he thought with a smile, had a way of thriving even when others doubted them.